you know, for people who want to maybe start something on a smaller scale, but they want to start like a small design firm, or they want to start charging for their work, what are maybe some experiences with smaller steps that you took to sort of to step up?
Yeah, I think that something that's really important even for a side project is just, I mean, to like we're saying, just start it and just actually get started doing it, but make specific goals. You know, when we were starting a company, but I think the most important thing was that we set a date and we said we're going to start this on this date and we're going to spend these days doing it, and then we set aside the time and we did it.
So. It's really helpful to take yourself seriously. I know it sounds obvious, but there was a guy who gave me a very good advice in the beginning. He said, get up in the morning and put on your quote-unquote suit, your work clothes. Leave the house, go to a cafe or whatever, have your coffee, then come back and your house is office, right? It's no longer home. Don't do your dishes, don't do your laundry, don't do any chores, do work. And just devote that time to the, you know, the goal that you've set. And then leave again, come back, and it's your home again.
It's kind of funny because you feel like you're playing work, like you're
Yeah.
playing house.
You are
it's
playing
like,
work.
Is this happening? Yes, it
You are playing in the beginning. It's fake it till you make it.
So I guess one thing that I feel like a lot of creative people have issues with is, you know, all they want to do is be creative. How do you balance being creative, but then also, you know, the business side of things, and still feel creative and like you're getting to do interesting work?
I think this is a really interesting question, especially for us because it's 4 different people, and it's been a constant challenge to figure out how to sort of keep 4 different people who work differently, keep their creative juices flowing. But I think it's really important to keep the business side of things organized because it allows you to kind of free your mind to be creative and not let that part take you over. So for us, it's just been all about being really organized and creating systems to keep all of that running so that you don't have to let it stress you out.
For me, it was hiring someone to do my admin, and that was the best investment I've ever made.
Yeah.
Because I found that I would just let things slip and not keep track of all my emails and stuff like that. And when I hired somebody to help me do that and keep me accountable, that was super valuable.
Is this person full-time or part-time?
No, she's part-time.
Can I borrow her? No, that's a great point. And I would add, if you can't afford that yet, which you can very soon. I mean, it doesn't cost a lot, right? What are you paying an hour?
I pay her $20 an hour.
$20 an hour. Okay, so eventually you'll be able to do the same thing. But in the meantime, I would say you just have to set aside a certain time every day. It's like an appointment with yourself. So put it into your calendar as like admin time, and that's when you're the admin. So go out of the house again, come back, you're the admin, you know? And seriously, just like take your brain out of the creative stuff for an hour every day, and just set yourself little tasks like pay the bills, do this, do that, whatever. And you'll keep on top of it until you can afford the $20 person.
Yeah, and actually just going off of that, I think something that even I've learned is that sometimes you know, when you have to pay for things like paying for, you know, a person or paying for a tax service or an invoice system, like you might think, oh, I don't want to pay for it, but the thing is, like, if you're not really good at it, maybe your time is worth a lot more to you than, say, $15 for TurboTax for the entire year. So you have to figure out, like, is this worth it in time? Because it could be. So keep that.